Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Town of Ulysses Planning Board meeting for January 20th, 2026. First order is a roll call of board members.
Jeff McDonald.
Linda Little.
Carl Pankowski, Chair.
Roll Klein.
For tonight's agenda, we have the following items. Town board member reports, privilege of the floor. For old business, we have the following. Appointing a planning board vice chair. For new business, we have the following item: Wilson Detached Accessory Dwelling Unit Sketch Plan Review and approval of the 2 December and January 6th meeting minutes. Any discussion or amendments?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. I don't see anybody for town board members, so we'll kind of move past that. Privilege of the floor is a portion of our board meeting where members of the public may make general comments on items that are not related to items on tonight's agenda. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes in length. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on items not on tonight's agenda? You, sir?
I have a few questions is all about the park in Cold Springs. I didn't know if I could ask you.
Yes, no,
questions.
it's definitely not on the agenda. Come on up and give us your name and where you're at and
Mark Sherman, and represented the 5250 Cold Springs Road.
all right.
We haven't been, I won't say paying a lot of attention, but there's been no need to come. The zoning decision is going to be coming up soon, I believe, to take it. Is that correct?
I think so.
Okay. My question, and I just have a few questions about planning board and planning and what is needed before you have all your information to make the, forgive me, I'm not a good speaker, but to make the correct decisions on when you say this sounds good or whatever, and what is enough. Is it enough for the volume of traffic and things for this roadway and everything? With that being said, I just want to ask, I know it's nothing, it's not going to be a question and answer, but these are my questions. You know, do you have plans of what the facility is actually going to be when it starts out here? You know, it's said it's going under a topic of the park because, well, it kind of gives a little bit of free reign, but you know, basically we know it's a lot to do with the ball fields. So I'm just saying, is this in the plans? The other thing is, do you have, for your planning board to go over, do you have a written kind of an official type of plan of what it's going to be before you approve it?
No. We don't know anything. I don't know.
Okay, well,
anything
these are
about
just a few questions, and I'm not being,
Okay.
you know,
Sure.
forgive me. And there's a lot of things that, you know, was brought up. This was months ago, of course, at the one zoning meeting. This isn't a driveway. It's going to be a roadway for what's going to be happening. They need the variance, the width. Is that really enough for the amount of traffic? And is what are we going to do about drainage runoff from the driveway? The driveway, it was even mentioned by a couple members of another board. You know, stone is dusty and noisy, and is it going to be blacktop? And like I say, where is the runoff going to go? This is going to involve some kind of a ditch. We've already discussed that there's got to be fence or barriers. Like I say, forgive me, it's been a big topic to make it a popular that, oh gosh, you can walk to it. It's so close. Is there going to be a sidewalk if it's that open to the public? Just, these are some questions I have. And do you need to know these things before you can say, oh yeah, you know? And like I say, with the ditch, where's it going to be? And I know that's not your department, but can it just be on the property line, or can you build fences just right on the property? We're not in the village, you know. There's always been, if you got to make sure you build far enough away. And You know, that they say that, well, they've talked with the health department about the town DPW guys replacing a leach filter for the property because that's where the roadway is going to go. Well, you know, I spoke with kind of an in charge guy down there months ago at the health department. You know, Mrs. Olson made it sound like, you know, that there would be no problem to have the guys do that. Well, you don't just replace a leach field, you start from square one and dig a perk test and everything. Have they gone through this process to see, is there going to be room? I don't know when the septic, I don't want to run over and thank you. I'm just, is there going to be room with this 38-foot, you know, to put in a upgraded system if it's going to be? The house next door, which I'm referring to as ours, was built in 1990. That old farmhouse, I don't know when it was built, the rental property, but in 1990, it needed quite an elaborate sand filter. Well, 125 foot away, is the soil that different this day and age? You know what I'm saying? So it just seems to me like there's got to be a lot of more preliminary things done before you or the zoning board can just make that decision to say, yeah, let them go. You know, that's just what my questions and my concern is all. Because like I say, if anybody's not following this, you know, everybody that knows it's about the ball fields, you know, it's a park sounds nice, but I don't think the bigger majority, the old country folk and the older folk really know what this whole thing is, you know, and a lot of people don't follow it. These are a few of the things I'm just throwing out there and asking to learn. And I guess I appreciate your time. And like I say, forgive me, I'm not a very smooth speaker.
You're doing fine. Thank you.
Thank you for your time and
Yes.
appreciate it.
I have some questions. Do you know anything about it? Because
No,
we haven't heard anything.
There was a planning board or a town board meeting where they are working with Cornell University, has this group that helps with, you know, public infrastructure and that. So I think it was either November, there was a town board meeting that there was a presentation of what this Cornell group had put together as possibilities. And there was public input on that. I didn't attend the meeting, but if you go on the town website and skim back through,
Well,
I think that
my son has done
been
that.
watching that.
And you know, and here again, I'm not knocking anybody. It was, they had a bunch of starter kids draw up some stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you know, what is it really going to be? And one other quick thing, I don't know if this is the right place to say it. I'm sure it's probably the town board, but this goes through and they get everything passed. They're going to come in and put a roadway in. Somehow we want to be absolutely present before they start cutting trees down. Just coming in there and thrashing. You know, there's been a couple other instances where maybe trees get cut and it's not on the right property. We just would like to make a request that we are present when all this starts. That's just, and that's probably not for you guys, but I'm just saying.
Yes. Oh, that's his son, Tyler.
Yeah.
And he's actually, he and Alex are the owners of the place. I just take care of it.
Mr. Sherman, online.
Hi there. It says I can't start my video because the host stopped it. So unfortunately, you don't get to see my face, but I hope you all are well. Just to follow up on a couple points that my dad made there. I just kind of like to understand the process of it coming to you guys. You guys then give a recommendation about your opinion on it, or how does this work?
No, we don't.
No,
We have nothing really to do with it.
until, well, it will come to us.
I don't think the
when they
property's been
get-
split yet, although the town accepted it.
Well, it would go to the
BZA to approve
first.
that.
Right.
Yeah,
But we
And
were under the
then-
impression the BZA
has approved it.
No. They have to post it and everything.
Yeah,
But that they were gonna see sounded like whether you guys give any kind of a recommendation to them just for added input, I don't know, but that's.
No, there will be a site plan review.
Well,
At some
if I
point.
remember correctly, the BZA is the lead on this, not us.
The lead agent?
Yeah. they're
No, the
lead
town.
agent.
The town
the
board's the
board
lead
is.
The
agent.
town is.
For the seeker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but for the, everything else, I think it was the BZA.
I don't know. And
No.
so far that I know of, we have not done anything with splitting the property. And I haven't heard or seen anything about the BZA being involved with approving the
No.
38-foot width versus the typical 50-foot width
You just
for a flag. So
It
I
is
think
on their
all of
docket
that's
for
still in
tomorrow
limbo.
night.
Pardon? Oh, it's on
It
the
is-
tomorrow?
It's on their docket for tomorrow night.
For
Okay.
the BZA. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we were just kind of wanted to check in with you guys and maybe understand it a little bit more. I don't know if it's something too where do they invoke like the Monroe balancing test and they can kind of do whatever they want?
I do not know.
I don't think
Niels.
so.
Yeah, I have the minutes from the meeting of the BZA, and yes, they gave the lead agency to the town board.
Okay,
So town board is leading all of it.
yeah. Niels?
Yeah. Niels, do you know anything on this?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm same thing. The reason why we don't have video is because of cyber attacks, unfortunately. So that's why we can't show videos at this time. But yes, so the process is there's a regulation in state law that says if there's a variance related to a subdivision, the BZA has to request a recommendation from the planning board on that variance. So it's anticipated, but we don't really know if the BZA is going to move forward with that tomorrow. But the anticipation is that they'll take a look at the request and then make a recommendation to the planning board to make a recommendation to the BZA. It sounds like a lot of red tape, I know, but that's state law for you. The town board did act as lead agency, so that part is done. So the quickest scenario, just as a timeline for everybody, is if the planning board actually does request a recommendation from the planning board tomorrow, then it should be on your docket February 3rd,
Okay.
pending. And then the fastest the BZA could act would be February 18th. And then the fastest you guys could act would be March 3rd. Now that's the fastest scenario there.
The
And
BZA, the BZA only meets once a month. We meet twice a month. That's
And-
kind of why the spacing.
And Niels, that's just for the subdivision, right?
That's
Not the
correct.
plan.
That's
Right.
just the subdivision. Yeah.
Okay. So then, once again, when they did get to the actually designing what's gonna be there besides the road, then it comes back with a
Okay,
site
could
plan.
I just
I
get
also
in
think,
picture and ask a question, the two of you, just a quick, simple question about that? Like if they're gonna ask the planning board for their recommendation, if the zoning board says ask for a recommendation,
Mhm.
I guess that's what I'm saying to you. How do you folks give a recommendation when you really don't have I don't say this disrespectful, don't have a clue of what they're really gonna do? There needs to be something kind of laid out and, accurate. It's like,
well,
that's my question is if you guys don't know, what did they ask you for a recommendation? What do you do? Just say, well.
Well, no, this really just applies to the property split to allow, to provide essentially a flag to the flag lot behind there. Then when probably a year or more down the road, when they actually get putting together what the town really wants to do with it, then it'll get a lot more detail put together. But at this point, it's just gonna simply involve creating a flag to actually get access to that 15 acres back there.
So they're asking you basically at the time that you think we should give them this variance, and it's like,
no, we don't do that. That's BZA.
I understand.
Well,
but
they
if
will
ask
approve
you-
the BZA, but if we need to make a recommendation, whether we, think it'll fly. That'll be part of our discussion on this.
The BZA says, what do you guys, basically they're asking for a little more input. Do you think we should give them the variance type of thing, right?
Yeah.
They ask
So-
our opinion.
But
But it's-
also, if I do believe that all the work that's going to be done is by donation, not by tax dollars.
Right.
So they first have to get money before they can do anything by donations.
I understand that, but getting this variance is one of the major factors of yay or nay. Is all I'm
Even
saying.
possible, yes.
And it's not a little variance is what I'm saying too. It's
But-
almost a quarter of it. It's not like a few feet. So, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, but the variance is just that you have a flag. It doesn't say you do anything with a flag. or
I
anything.
understand it's not
Okay.
gonna start tomorrow. Thank you.
But
I'm just talking about whether it's like, this is gonna happen.
yeah, it's a major decision because that's the only access point.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's a
once
big
you,
deal.
once you say that's okay, then it's gonna have to squeeze into that space, whatever it ends up as the.
Okay, so
entrance.
what if they come back with a plan, a site plan, that looks like it
Well-
requires a much larger flag? And they've only got the small flag,
I don't
Well,
think they have.
it's
a plan
38 foot versus 50
50
foot.
foot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but,
Which
From Mr. Sherman's standpoint, their garage and driveway is right on the other side of the trees alongside of that
feet
38
away
foot.
from it. And like I say, they're talking about being such a, with these fields, we're not talking about a driveway to a home or two or a field.
mhm,
We're talking about emergency vehicles, foot traffic. But on top of that, there's drainage, ditch, barrier, fencing, whatever. From 38 foot is a lot. And that's all I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
There's just more to it than a little. It's not like the park over in Jacksonville. right?
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Online, Tyler?
So if the BZA asks you for a recommendation, then how does your process work from there to make your recommendation?
We'll look at all the details, both of the property they're trying to split, the land behind, and look through whatever else we get for, how the town, what the town already has in zoning and stuff that applies to these decisions, and then go from there.
Okay.
Can't give you any more than that.
Yeah, I think just the point that we're trying to get across is that there are no solid plans for this 17-acre park, and there's no definite of what the road will look like, what the fence to protect the neighbors will look like. Safety is a big concern on that road, especially with more traffic, more people coming. It is going to be a public park, and there's no drawings. Yes, they had some Cornell kids, draw up a couple hypothetical situations for what the town survey said, and of course they had ballparks. But I just wonder how your recommendation works when you don't know what they're going to be putting on that flag lot.
We don't either at this point.
Right.
We don't know what the.
We're gonna have to discuss it and then we'll
Yeah.
figure out what our concerns are and then
Appreciate it.
we'll go back with questions.
It's just,
Easy,
you
yeah.
have these questions and I hopefully, thank you for letting us just.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's nice to just have have some answers. So I have a second part for Niels, though. If the recommendations aren't favorable, is that when the town planning board would invoke like the Monroe balancing test or something like that?
So, say the planning board gave a negative recommendation. Under state and local law, there's no requirement for a supermajority for the BZA. So then it's up to the BZA to, if they at least got a majority of the board to support it, then it would come back, for review by the planning board, for the planning board's final decision. If the BZA doesn't approve it, though, then essentially the subdivision review by the planning board would be moot because the planning board can't approve subdivisions without if there's a lot that needs a variance from the BZA, the planning board can't approve that without that variance. So at that point, then yes, the town board could go through that Monroe balancing test.
Which is a pretty likely scenario.
That part I don't know.
Yes.
Make a motion to close it.
Yes, please. A second. All right, all in favor?
Just put my hand up.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Okay, next one's an easy one. For old business, we need to appoint a vice chair for 2026.
We already did.
Well, not officially. We didn't make it a vote
He
yet.
didn't know
So,
I wanted
just-
to.
just make your-
I make a motion, Linda.
Second.
all right, all in favor? Yes.
See?
That,
See,
we
even I
just,
agree.
we just needed to make it official.
Okay, well, we did last time too.
Well, we
Oh,
didn't
did you?
vote on it, no.
Yeah, we did. I think we did last time.
No, we held off to give her
Oh,
a
we
chance.
get, oh,
yeah.
that's right, we did, we held off, so
We
she
felt
would
that,
be.
that's why I went back channel to talk to her to see if she was willing, or if we
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
really have an open free for all or arm wrestle for it or
Yeah, I'm
something.
sorry.
so- No, that's fine. Okay. New business, we have Wilson Detached Accessory Dwelling Unit Sketch Plan Review. The applicant and property owner, Victoria Wilson, proposes a renovation of an existing detached accessory building into a two-story accessory dwelling unit. First floor will be built on the existing foundation footprint and will have a small kitchenette and eating area. Second floor will have a bedroom, bathroom, deck, and stairs. Have you walk us through this, what you're up to?
Sure. My name is Eric Ma. I'm an architect with Space Architectural Studio. I have Victoria Wilson, the property owner, here with me. So currently it's a block building. I think it's 12 by or 8 by 14, something like that. It's got a simple shed roof on it. It's a good word for it would be dilapidated. So what we're talking about doing is essentially knocking the block down to the foundation, building up on the footprint, putting a second floor on it that's cantilevered out over the first floor, and then wrap a deck around the outside of that. So I understand the issues with BZA. But essentially what we want to do is create a guest house down at the water. We are staying out of the mean high water, although we do kind of tickle the floodplain elevation. Oh, before I forget, so Niels sent an email with a couple of things that he wanted to see. I don't know if you guys, and I revised the one drawing that was affected. Do you guys want that?
We'd
Yeah,
like
we
to
have
see
to.
what the change is at least.
I mean, there's 10 of them here.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, Niels is
Start
gonna,
fires
Niels is
or
gonna need the
something.
copies and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I mean, this stuff was he wanted dimensions from the poles, floodplain, elevation line. He wanted, so I've got the dimensions for that shown in there. You'll notice that all the changes that I made are clouded, just to show, just to kind of help delineate what was changed. He wanted me to show the area of the structure that's going to be overhanging the floodplain elevation. That's the hatched area in blue, along with square footage associated with that hatched region, which is, I think it's 80.82 square feet. He also wanted me to show the outline of the deck, because originally we just had the second floor outlined. So now we show the outline of the deck, which is 6 feet beyond the face of the footprint, if that makes sense. And then he wanted me to show the floodplain elevation line in the contours, which is
Yeah.
It's colored. I don't really know what color it is. It's kind of orangish.
Yes.
So I did that for him. And then at the same time, he asked me to fill out a floodplain development application. Got this here. I only have one copy.
Yeah, he'll need that. Is there anything in there for us? Really?
Probably not.
So there's, I'm not quite sure how it worked out timing wise. If the tram was installed before, I think it was installed before we applied for this. So there's a tram there now. And we've been talking about putting
I
a
don't see
stop
anything in there.
down there on the deck for the tram.
Second stop one there.
Yes.
You're adding that, or,
Yeah.
So the tram's already there.
I know.
We're just gonna
I remember
maybe
this,
put a
yeah.
little extension on the deck so that you
Oh,
can
okay.
step off of the tram onto the deck.
Okay, and you're also putting a new staircase on the
Correct.
north side.
Yes.
Because the real living area, the bedroom area, this thing is on the top floor.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
And there's no internal staircase from
Correct.
what's the blockhouse now going up.
Yeah.
I'll give that.
oh, okay.
Look at that.
All right.
Is there something I can help you out with, Madam Vice
So
Chairman?
this is the total building, this dot,
That's the deck, that's the
That's
overhang
the
of the deck.
deck,
And then the second floor overhang
and this is the second floor?
floor, yeah.
Okay, I got it,
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, this is the existing footprint
right.
that we're building over. This comes out 2 feet, that's a cantilever
Either
floor,
side.
and then the deck wraps
Niels is
around.
gonna need
Okay.
that.
Yeah, 'cause we need,
That's what
I'd like
remember.
it scanned.
It
so-
says calendar.
The stairs along the tram will get up to
Yes.
for the,
Uh, But then there's this one too.
yeah, that's the
Right.
the main exit.
Yeah.
Similar to that tram that we approved last year that's down in the 1100s. They
We-
had
I think we
two
did-
stops on that one,
Oh,
one for
yeah,
the
right,
second
right.
story.
Yeah, we did this tram.
Right, we did this tram in
Yeah.
August,
Yeah, right,
Yep.
okay,
but at that time, they hadn't got to the point of rebuilding over his blockhouse
Right.
right.
to consider tying the two together.
So the deck is the tram too,
It stays clear of the tram,
yeah. Okay.
but only probably a couple feet.
Yeah,
Something
not
like
very
that.
much.
Yeah. Oh, it looks. really good. Yeah, okay.
I do have a question on the application on number 13. If you look it up. No, number,
The
Number
stuff we
13.
got in the email.
in the email, number 13. In the application.
Let's go ahead and ask your question while I'm trying
Well,
to get there.
it's about adjoining wetlands or water body, and they checked no for both of them. It should be checked yes for both.
You mean because of the lake? Yeah,
Well,
I agree. I
No,
agree.
it has to be done because for official use.
Yeah,
So could you change those, please?
Sure.
Okay.
That's on the secret, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that happens. It's a
It's
lake.
funny because on the next one, you did say shoreline, but you didn't do the other two. I don't know, 16, the project site located in the 100-year floodplain.
No. I didn't see that it was.
Well, the 100-year floodplain is at 386.5, so you've got one post going into there. That's this, what you're talking about here,
Right.
that forward southeast post on that deck
Yeah.
support.
So you should put that one as yes
Okay.
also.
Okay. So when do you want to, what do you want me to do? Email that to you?
Neil's
Niels,
gonna
Okay.
need it.
send it to Niels, yeah,
Yeah.
Niels is the man.
you got
Yes,
it.
he will take care of tying
Yeah.
all this together. Considering the blockhouse has obviously been there a
Yeah.
long time.
A little bit. Do we know how old that thing is? No idea.
What about the runoff on the roof? Are you gonna put like a gutter and run it? Or are you just gonna let it drip?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where we would run it to,
Well,
you know?
that's one of the questions. That's why I asked.
I mean, my guess is that we would want a gutter.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run it to a downspout
Right.
and then it's just gonna,
Hmm.
I mean,
It's all shale down there. at the
Yeah.
beach.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's all shale. That's why I went and sent pictures to you guys. I don't know if you
Okay.
saw that or
Well,
not.
it's just that if it does run off, we don't want it to run and make a gully into the lake.
no,
Yeah.
so if it was dirt, I certainly wouldn't allow that to
Okay,
happen.
but it is,
It's
I don't know, I haven't been
literally-
there, so I
yeah,
haven't.
it's literally rocks.
Okay,
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it's all shale beach down there.
Okay.
And the slope of the roof on this new structure goes back toward the hill, so it comes down behind them. The
Yeah.
current one actually drips off the
In the
front
other
of the block
direction,
structure.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this
so
goes
you're-
behind
So
the
you're gonna have
building.
to have a gutter.
Yeah,
or
because
else wash.
otherwise it'll be on the
Right.
deck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
but it'll still go down, but it's all shale back there behind
Mhm.
the building. The whole beach is shale. I don't know how far down you go before you hit bedrock, but there's definitely a layer of shale, and there's probably 5, 6, 8 feet behind the building right now before the hill really starts sloping up.
Hmm.
So
So
it'll
it's
go
shale
into the,
behind the building?
yeah, it's all shale around the same thing.
What's the density you make that?
Deck is,
I'm gonna say generically wood.
You definitely don't want
or
down
trench.
there the roof dripping on the deck.
No,
Because it'll freeze.
Yeah,
You'll have a
yeah.
slide mess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not 100% sure we would send anybody down there in the winter, would we?
Well,
You might.
depends on the winter day, but
Yeah.
no, generally we don't use it. But it would be that deck material. the same
Like
deck
Trex.
Just
material.
like a
Same as the
AZEK
steps.
or something
Yeah.
like
Because
that.
the stairs are Trex
Yeah.
right now, so if they're using the same stuff.
Yeah, exactly. They still have that, yeah.
Yeah.
So is this building heated or not?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so it's gotta meet energy code,
Yes.
and it's gotta meet energy code for residents.
Yes.
Because it's a dwelling unit.
Yep.
And then my other question was, one of the things that a dwelling unit requires is that it's gotta have a bathtub or
Yes.
a shower.
Yep.
Is that gonna get added or,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah, it's gonna have to be.
I'm done.
Okay.
And it could be outdoors. right?
No, because if it's a dwelling unit, it has to, if it's gonna be a dwelling unit, it's gonna be heated, then by building code, it's gotta be treated like somebody could live in there year round.
So that maybe you can.
You could have an outdoor too, but you have to have one inside so that people could use it in the winter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see an issue with that. We can
You
put-
have space.
Yeah, we do.
So
We've got room to. That would just probably do away with one of those windows, but that's fine.
see them.
Right. Yep.
Just put in a wet bath.
Yeah.
You could.
Put it in what, sorry?
Sort of
Excuse
like RVs
A wet
sometimes,
bath.
you're actually.
Oh, what-
Toilet and shower in the same area.
So, I mean, the other thing that you could do is put a fancier bathtub in the bedroom. See that? So we have options.
Yeah.
So this has to go to the BZA first, correct?
Yes.
Well, because the
We have
the
some
setback to
variances.
the
Right,
front of the
yeah.
building is like 9 feet
Yeah,
instead of the 50
yeah,
feet. So
yeah.
but the BZA, I think it's on their agenda for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. then we really can't do anything until,
Right.
they get done with the variance, but at this point, are we considering anything positive? It looks like with the change on the back.
well, that's what the resolution is, isn't it? Oh, no, this is, we're declaring ourselves the lead.
Lead agency for the seeker part of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot better than what it is right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because really, when it comes right down to it, it's either that or it's, we're gonna paint it and call it a shed.
Okay, well, we'll certainly improve the look of the beach to put this new one
Yeah.
down there, so.
Agreed.
Yeah, who would want to put a block building down there anyway?
It had a
It's amazing the
purpose,
stuff I've
whatever.
seen.
I bought it like, before that, the house was built 15 years ago. And there was a house there before that was torn down. That's all I know. So I don't know how old that was or even the other stuff down there.
Well, somebody must have carried those blocks down one by one.
Yeah.
Or brought them in over the beach.
Right.
That's more likely
Those
way to get
things.
in there and build it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a concrete base on it that is
Yeah.
poured down there too, so.
So I'm
Anyway,
not sure what's going on with the foundation. I mean, we're gonna take the slab up and build it up higher to get up above, to a little bit where we're safer.
above the floodplain level,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we don't know where the foundation is. I assume it goes down to bedrock, but we didn't take it up.
That's a big assumption.
Well, it kind of is. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if we get to that point, we'll do some exploratory stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, before you put the new building
Yes.
on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
and this was 23 foot high at the end of the day. Isn't that, I thought that's what you said.
Probably with two stories.
Seems
Yeah.
about
Well,
right.
within,
Yeah.
well,
Seems
within
about right.
32, so.
I noticed the 23 versus 32,
Okay.
same digits.
Yeah. It's not 32.
We had one recently that was up in the 32 region. But that was 2 stories on top of a block base, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A bigger block base.
That's almost
yeah.
3 stories.
It's gonna be a full 3 story, so.
Gotta be sprinklered.
And okay, so there's no septic there now, so you're.
No, so we're gonna be pumping up the hill to that existing septic system that we got a conversion permit for.
So to add the extra bedroom for.
Yeah.
It's surprising. Septic systems are rated by bedrooms.
Yeah.
That make any difference how many bathrooms you're feeding in.
Yeah.
It's the number of bedrooms.
Number of people.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
You can
is
sleep
that-
a lot of people in a bedroom.
Is that white pipe that goes up there now? What is that? I saw it on one of the pictures.
Well,
Is it
there's
white
nothing, there's, might be water.
There's a water.
That's your beach well
that's a
that
water
feeds
pipe?
up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because the beach well's down there.
Yeah.
pipe? Yeah.
Yeah, because the conduit for the tram is actually attached to the side of the tram. And then there's another set of cables that come down to this whole building that's the power, will be power for this unit.
That, all those pipes are gonna be outside?
The
What?
water's outside.
We're gonna try. We'll
Because
try.
it must freeze during the winter.
Well, funny you should say. When I first moved here, yes, I didn't have water for the whole,
Yeah,
but now they came in, Hubbard came in and I know that the pipe is outside, but they put, insulation around it.
yeah.
Maybe
So it
that's why
hasn't
it's so
frozen
big.
again.
Yeah, a lot of insulation.
Well, my beach well is actually one that drains back every time because it comes up to a
Oh,
gravity tank. And so when it shuts down, it completely drains back to the well, so it's a dry line.
it could do that too.
Right,
Yeah,
that's the other
Another
way of
way to do
setting
it,
that
yeah.
up. Yeah, but it's,
They could have heated it too. I mean, you could
Well,
put a
the-
cable inside.
that
the
may
pipe.
be what they did because,
Inside
you know, a
insulation.
typical beach well has about an inch or inch and a quarter feed hose coming up from it. This is a 3-inch diameter, so it very likely includes the insulation and some heating
Yeah,
system to
yeah.
keep it from freezing, but,
heating tape,
yeah,
yeah.
something in there, but anyway, that's
Yeah.
the bigger pipe going up the
Yeah,
hill right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
beyond the scope of what we're dealing with here.
Right.
If you did put a pipe underneath the tram to put. electric
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, he-
More than
he-
I should say.
It's there.
Yeah, he ran some conduits up there
Yeah, well,
and for future.
okay. All right, let's see. Any other questions for the applicant?
Not at this time, no.
All right, let's see where we're at here. So I guess,
Is there a resolution?
well, did you guys see anything else in the seeker page that, other than what Mo already took care of?
No, everything else was fine.
Fine,
It was just those few.
yeah. All right, in that case, we'll go for the resolution. Let's see, where am I at in here?
Where's Bart?
I'll move draft resolution 2026-004 for discussion on the planning board's intent to declare lead agency status and initial seeker classification for the proposal. A second on that.
A second.
All right. Any discussion? I think we've already gone through it. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution as amended, or there's no amendments to it?
No.
Um,
Do you want to read
oh,
or not?
Sure.
You don't have to.
No.
You got it? Okay.
yeah, okay. The planning board resolution number 2026-004. A resolution of intent to declare lead agency and initial seeker classification for final site plan review of the Wilson accessory dwelling unit located at 1587 Taganic Boulevard, Town of Ulysses, tax parcel 18-1-1.4. Whereas, shall I read all the whereas?
Yeah.
You shouldn't, okay. Whereas the planning board finds the following, the planning board, one, the planning board received an application for sketch plan.
Oh, no, you don't have to read all of that. Down by the, on the bottom.
Okay.
Now
Now,
therefore.
therefore, that's what I thought. isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, therefore, the planning board resolves the following. One, the planning board intends to serve as lead agency with respect to seeker review, and in that capacity will determine if the proposed action will have a significant adverse impact on the environment. And two, the planning board preliminary classifies a project as an unlisted action under seeker. And three, the planning board directs the town planner to mail part one of the short environmental assessment form completed by the applicant, a copy of the site plan application, and a copy of this resolution to all identified involved and interested agencies. Noted. All agencies shall have 30 calendar days of the date of the SEAF was mailed to them to challenge the planning board's lead agency designation and to provide written comments on the SEAF. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay.
For your purposes, because this is already the 21st and days on this, it's probably gonna drive us to our second meeting in March, or in February, I mean, but yeah, second meeting in February. Even though if the BZA takes care of their part tomorrow night, it could potentially make our schedule in the beginning of February, but for the 30-day span here from seeker, I think it'll push it to the second meeting in February. But
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen between now and then anyway.
I don't think you're gonna go out there and start
No.
building.
No.
Hey, it's gonna be nice
It
and
is
warm the next few
Syracuse,
days.
But other than that, I think that'll be the extent of the impact.
Do we have to schedule a hearing?
We'll need a public hearing, but I think since this is going to 30 days is going to push it out to our second meeting, I think we
Yeah.
can schedule that at the first meeting
Yeah,
in February. You know, typical 10-day notification, and then send letters to people within 300 feet, 500 feet, some number like that. And
I think
that
it's fine.
Niels will coordinate all that part of it. But
Yeah.
I think at this point, we'll let the BZA do their part. And then since the 30 day for anybody else to jump up and say, no, we want to be lead agency.
Does that ever happen?
No.
Not
I was
normally,
gonna
it's
say.
not normally a fight to say, it's usually the other way to say,
Yeah.
you got it, I don't want it. But technically, we've got to give them the 30 days to respond and
Sure.
that sort of stuff. So. That,
Thank you.
thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Okay, and we'll get all that stuff to Neil.
Oh, do you need this back by any chance?
No, I made a copy.
Is Neil still online? How many copies do you need there, Niels?
Just one copy, and then I'll touch base with Eric tomorrow.
You're
got all
gonna
the
end up with a
copies.
few extras there, because I don't want mine.
It's a good time to start a fire.
Yeah.
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 You don't want it? You don't want to keep
But
it?
I don't think I need to keep it to it. Well, we're gonna go back to this, I guess.
Yeah, we should probably keep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she needs one, give it to
Wait a
her.
minute.
Yeah, I'll get it electronically.
Yeah.
She's getting everything for Neil's anyway, so.
Thank you, folks.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, next thing then we get to is kind of deciding on, I had Neil send it out to you guys, how we want to word our minutes and that stuff when we have to deal with one of these intermittent streams that doesn't meet the.
That's not on the agenda.
Yeah, that's part of approving the 2nd of December minutes is to deal with that.
I just saw it before I came, so I didn't get a chance to read.
I know, we were waiting for you. We didn't do it last time because we wanted you
Take
to.
your time
go
and read
through
it through.
Oh, so you all knew it. When did it come up?
Just today, we got
Yeah.
the draft of the options.
Yeah, well, because last week on Friday, I failed to attach it to the email to Neil's that I sent him, and then we had the long weekend and that sort of stuff, so
Right.
bad on my part.
But I did read it, and I'm ambivalent on the words between the two, but one thing I thought we should say is add a caveat, and one of the reasons we're accepting the 30-foot setback is because the drainage that's the planned drainage is sufficient for managing the water. Like I had that drilled into me in that meeting.
You know, the French drain that's behind the garage and that,
Yeah.
No, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of,
We should put that in the law when we do that.
Yeah, because it's more important to specify why we would make an exception for the next time when we need to.
Yeah, you should have that in there
Yeah,
because it is an exception.
kind of my slant on this, do we want to essentially jump out and specify to the property owner how much we want, or do we want to work more collaboratively with them? In this case, the property owner already had it on the drawings, the
Yeah,
30-foot setback.
that's what I thought, but I was confused with the way you wrote.
Well, that's the reason I
Yeah.
put the 2 is that the planning board accepted as adequate the property owner's
Yeah.
30-foot.
I think we should specify most of the time, even if we're accepting it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's our decision, not theirs.
right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
but
So,
do we want to essentially come out and force the issue, even if the property owner doesn't want it? You know,
Yeah.
or do we?
yeah, I mean, that's part of our review. So I
Mhm.
mean, same thing, we ask them to
Yeah, I
move a road or anything else. So, I mean, if we want 30 feet.
So if we,
want
yeah,
30
if we
feet.
state it and they
Object.
object, then they have to go to the BZA
Right,
and have the BZA decide.
yeah,
Okay, but you know, I'm 1 of 4, and then that's really why I wanted
Yeah.
you guys in on this to decide how you want the wording to read, because I'm unfortunately, one of those lakefront folks that see a lot more of this and the
Yeah.
impact of the property that goes with it.
Yeah.
You know, we understand we don't want the erosion and that sort of stuff.
Right.
But it really does impact the property and physically where you can put things on the property.
Well, even if,
Right.
even if it is, let's say 30 feet or, 25 feet,
Yeah,
they would go to the BZA, and if the BZA thinks that it's okay,
they'll approve it with
they'll
what
approve
they're
it, and
asking
then
for.
we approve it. So it really would be up to them, not up to us.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like in this case, we discussed it with the property owner, but because of the slope of the hill on the other side, and he already had the northwest corner of his garage dug about 8 foot in the ground.
Mm.
If you were to try widening that 30-foot anymore, it meant he had to keep digging that much deeper into the
Yeah.
hill to be
Yeah.
able to set it up, so.
I don't think we're gonna be, I mean, if somebody comes in with 15 feet, we think it's reasonable, we'll accept it, but if somebody comes in with 15 feet, separation from the waterway, and we think it's ridiculous. then
Because
we're gonna-
you're halfway down
Yeah.
the slope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna ask them to move it. So,
Right, well, it would be our decision if it goes to the BZA or not.
Yeah.
If we
Well,
think
but
it's,
if
if we
it's-
think it's
yeah.
acceptable, we'll accept it. If it's not, it goes to the BZA and they'll go through it.
Yeah, well, then I'm fine with the planning board specified, and in this case, the property owner accepted that,
Yeah.
and wording it that way. Is there anything else we want to
The
add?
Property owner specified it and we accepted it.
yeah, but
We did in this case, but do we
Yeah.
want to come out and I want to set the pattern for how we're going to do this. Because different properties come up and that sort of stuff. And
No,
to give
that-
Lori a
that-
chance to know how to write the minutes, do we want it?
Yeah, but we should say that,
It was already on his drawings.
right, I mean, it wasn't because anybody told him to make it 30, it was because he
He
decided it
chose
was
that
30.
and it made
Yeah.
sense and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and we just agreed
Okay,
that
With
was
the 30
sufficient
feet.
because of the
Yeah.
drainage
Yeah,
recommendations.
well, then we'll use the second version of the paragraph on there,
But
that,
if somebody came in,
and said 5 feet and we said it needs to be 20 feet, then we
Then
would
we'd
specify the
specify,
20
yeah.
and it'll be clear.
yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's, I'm trying to figure out sort of the long-term operating rules for us, because I talked to Caitlin on the day I got sworn in, the day after our last meeting. I came up to get sworn in or after theirs, because we met Tuesday, town board met Wednesday. I came up Thursday morning when I ran into both Liz Weatherby and Caitlin out in the parking lot out there.
Mm.
And reminded her that we need this streams thing to come up on the town board.
Mhm.
Get guidance from them on what they're looking for. And she said it wouldn't be the meeting that they already held, but I think we'll get it on the next one, but
Okay.
I'll watch the agenda. But anyway, out of that's when Liz told me that she was gonna be our rep.
Mm.
So, okay, so we'll go with the second version of this one for the 2 December meeting minutes. There was something else you guys were talking about. Is there something else we wanted to include in here? Other than this, when we first started this, I kind of lost it here.
No, just the caveat about adding that we accepted it because of the drainage. That's
Okay,
all I'm saying, right?
the drainage proposed, the
Proposed,
drainage
right,
system proposed
system
by the
proposed.
applicant.
adequate, the property owners proposed 30-foot setback and French drain setup or something
Yeah,
like that.
drainage-
Is that
The
how
drainage
we?
Yeah.
system shown on the
Drainage
plans.
And the drainage system shown on the plans.
Yeah,
30-foot setback from the top of this, I don't know, where do we want to put this in there? We need to help Lori
Oh,
back here.
okay.
Uh,
30-foot setback with French drain. With an adequate French drain.
with a well-designed.
Yeah, no, adequate
Yeah.
would be the
Okay.
same.
That's good.
30-foot setback from the top of the steep bank from the new garage. And then with an adequate
French drain, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to help
I mean-
her out back here.
Unfortunately, you really can't design. I mean,
Right.
you can design a French drain if there was a lot of water coming down, but this is just water coming
Well,
down.
it's the size of the pipe.
Yeah.
That's your design attribute.
But I think if it's an adequate French drain, should be,
That's good. No, I'm good.
Okay, so then back to the next thing on are the 2 December. So with this modification to the 2 December minutes,
Mhm.
a motion to approve them.
I will second.
All right, all in favor? All right, we got 2 December
Okay.
out of the way.
Okay,
Have you had a chance to review the 6 January minute meeting?
yes,
Or meeting minutes, yeah, in the right
You
order?
read it out, 'cause
You
What?
can't.
You can abstain on that one because you weren't here.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of us.
Right.
We all have to-
it was a very quick
Right.
meeting anyway, because it was just,
In that case, I'll make a motion to approve the January 6 minute meetings.
you got it.
All right, all in favor? Okay, so we cleaned that up.
Did you want a second on that or no?
I'm the second.
He's, Mo is the second. Yeah. A little bit loose on this, Lori.
Yeah, you'll get it soon.
All right.
You
Any,
didn't say second though, did you?
No,
Just
he
make sure.
didn't.
He said, you got it.
You got it.
There we go.
You should say second.
All right.
Last meeting, I listened to everything 3 times to catch everything.
See, he's not used to doing things. So he
He's
doesn't.
normally the proposal guy. So.
He's the,
All
he
right.
does the first.
Any board member reports? Anything like that? I think Niels is already gone.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Well, then I will make a motion
Whoa.
to adjourn.
Yay. Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Dragging it out tonight, 48, 50, 53.